After 6 years, the Supreme Court has decided to hear petitions that had challenged the validity of electoral bonds. The top court will begin hearing the pleas on the 31st of October. Petitioners have argued that anonymous donations to political parties promote corruption and violate citizens' right to information. Ashmit is standing by with more details. Ashmit, 6 years. Finally, the Supreme Court deciding now to take up the matter of electoral bonds. I guess it's too late for the state elections that are upcoming in November, but the petitioners hoping that at least ahead of the general elections, there will be a verdict one way or the other.
Well, that indeed was the very concern that was put across by the petitioners, that perhaps as far as the electoral bonds issue is concerned, it's too late in the day for the upcoming semi-final, so to speak, for the general elections, the upcoming assembly elections. But the concern that has been put across by the petitioners is that they want a Supreme Court decision before the Lok Sabha elections, before the bonds are issued for the Lok Sabha elections. That's the primary concern. And it is keeping that in mind that the Chief Justice of India led bench, Justice Chandrachud led bench, has decided to finally hear the matter on October 31st. That's when the hearings will resume. It's expected to be a brief hearing. The larger question of whether or not the electoral bonds were passed as a money bill, that of course will be decided by a different bench. But at the heart of the issue lies concerns that the petitioners have expressed as to how this tool provides anonymity to people who want to fund political parties, who want to share their funds with political parties. There is no clarity as to who are these persons, who are these large donors. That detail rests only with the issuer bank, which in this case happens to be SBI. The petitioners also hit out at the regime wherein the political parties are no longer required to declare who the donors are. They only require to declare the amount they've received as electoral bonds. They also hit out at the aspect that the companies, as companies, they're not required to declare which are the political parties that these companies are funding. That again is a big question mark, again a grey area. And these are the questions which will be addressed before the Chief Justice-led bench. October 31st, again, will be the key date. That's when the arguments are likely to begin in the final arguments in this case. And that's perhaps when we'll begin to get more clarity on whether or not we can expect a judgment or a ruling from the Apex Court ahead of the Lok Sabha elections.
All right, Ashmit, appreciate you joining us at the Supreme Court to pick up the hearing on the issue of electoral bonds from the 31st of October. The Karnataka High Court has directed